what's going on? What's up, everyone? Hope everyone had a great week. I did. It was productive. That was some war. Lowrider. Still going through all them CDs. And before we get into much of anything, I want to thank everyone that has subscribed to the channel here lately. We've been gaining quite a few new subscribers to the channel, and hopefully they check out the Sunday coffee break and they can see I'm thanking everyone in person for subscribing and watching my content regularly. I know there's a few of you out there that faithfully watch everything I post, which I really appreciate. Comments have slowed down as far as comments coming in. I don't always get to my comments to answer. Eventually I do. So if you're asking something specific about what I'm working on or what I had worked on, you know, it may be a couple of days before I get to it. I'm really bad about answering comments. Really bad. Sorry about that. But again, I just want to thank everyone for subscribing to the channel and watching some old, fat, ugly, bald guy do his thing in the garage. So with that being said, this week like I said, I got some more, been going through more CDs, more music. I think I got another 104 loaded in the car, ready to go. This is Friday, and you'll see this on Sunday because actually, you know, I'm down at the outdoor market selling on Sunday, so it's kind of hard to do it. So I have to do it during the week. Usually I do it on Thursdays, but this week I was busy yesterday, so I figured today, after I got the car loaded and ready to go, before I go over and open the arcade up for the night, I would do my Sunday coffee break. And don't mind if I do. But over at the arcade, I've been doing some work over there on some machines. Flip Flop decided it wanted to have a dead short in the playfield in the lights and the GI. So I've been kind of trying to track that down when I'm over there. Sharky Shootout decided it wanted to start acting up too, which I kind of figured it would, with the acid or alkaline damage on the CPU and soundboard, that it would eventually rear its ugly head again, and it has. But at this time I'm not positive that it's on the CPU. What's going on is it's randomly putting balls out into the shooter lane. You could be playing a game and then the next thing you know, it's acting like it's on multi-ball and it shoots one out, and then it'll shoot another one out, and it'll keep it until there's, you know, you have a stack of 3 in there, and you just can't do nothing with it. And it also does it when it's sitting still, not being played. All of a sudden you can hear it eject a ball out into the shooter lane, and you go out there, and sure enough, if you let it go too long, it'll put out all 4 of them. Then I have to shut the machine down, pull the glass, and get the balls out. So it started doing that about a month or so ago, and then it quit, and now it's doing it again. So the first thing I did was, you know, do the easiest. I always start with the easiest solution, which is I pulled the CPU board out of it again, brought it over, and scrubbed it with vinegar, and washed it off, and then doused it and soaked it and cleaned it all up with alcohol again, hoping that, you know, maybe I had a little bit of alkaline creeping across 2 traces and contacting every now and then. If that doesn't take care of it, then I'll have to pull the driver board, bring it over, and go through it. I have the schematic book for it. It's not just a piece of paper. This Sharky Shootout comes with a big thick book with it does everything, and I can narrow it down that way to, you know, what driver chip or what driver transistor actually drives the coil for the eject. I guess you want to call it the eject. And if it's good, then I have to start looking back a little further to the I think they're the, what are they, 2, 4, 6, 8, about the 18 pin IC chips, and going to those. Problem is random problems are the hardest to track down. You know, and it could be that there's just one that's just either above spec or just out of spec, and it works good for a while, and then all of a sudden it, you know, it starts acting up. So we'll trace them back to the chip. If our transistor's good, we'll trace it back to the chip, and we'll check it and see how close in spec it is, and follow it back as far as we can to see if we can locate a problem. If we don't locate the problem that way, I need to find one that's one of the chips that's, you know, really close. And what may have to happen is you know, I can either shotgun it and start at the transistor, change the transistor, go back to the IC, change that IC to the next IC and change that one, you know, and so on, and just change them all and then take it over, put it in, and see what happens. But that doesn't tell me, you know, which one was bad. You know, the other way we can do it is if the transistor is close, we'll change the transistor and try it. And if that doesn't do it, then we'll bring it back over and we'll change the next IC in line or right behind it, and see if that takes care of the problem. Because I would actually like to find out, you know, for sure what it is that's causing it, in case I run into it again in another game, in another Stern, that I can pinpoint it down pretty quick by that chip. It's got to be something that's just out of spec. I mean, just barely out of spec, or just barely in spec, that gives you the random, you know, you get just a wee little bit of a voltage change, and then it trips. So hopefully we can do it that way, and I can locate the problem. I checked on a new CPU again, just for the hell of it, and driver board. I checked on both of them, brand new. This one, the CPU is like $429 it's the CPU and sound board is what it is, and the driver board is like $469 new, not refurbished but new. And it's like, you know, what are we looking at? Putting in another $1,000 into that machine? That's just not in the cards. I'd rather work through and keep working at the original boards and get them up and running. This was working good. If this isn't a problem, if it's in the driver board, this is working good. Everything's working, you know. I think the only problem I was having with it is in the settings. Was making it actually trip each solenoid. So that could be in here, or it could be on the driver board. So that's what I mean. We're gonna kind of work at them. This was the easiest thing to do right at the moment, was just bring it over and clean the board up again and make sure I didn't have any little any of them little creepy crawler alkalines creeping around and causing some problems. and then we'll pull the driver board and work through it. And hopefully we can locate it and we'll know for sure what it is. So that's one of my projects that it's kind of ongoing. I haven't done any videos on it. I may do some videos on checking that driver board. I'll probably, if that's the problem, I'll bring it over and I'll probably turn the camera on. This was just nothing but, you know, take it over to the sink, scrub it with the vinegar, and get it cleaned up again. And see if that takes care of the problem. If it doesn't, then I'll probably turn the camera on and we'll work through the driver board and see if we can't locate what the problem is with it. Another auction went online yesterday. I'm bidding on one thing on there. There's some really nice machines on there I'd love to have. There's a Williams F14 Tomcat that I'd love to have. But I don't know if I want to pay the shipping to have it brought up, because I can't. I have to have somebody bring it up to me. So I bid on a couple of board sets that I've been looking for. I want to put together a golden tee. I have 2 Silver Strikes, and my Silver Strike Live, it doesn't get played much. I play it more than anybody else, so I don't need 2 Silver Strikes over there. I figured then the other one that I have in storage, I can bring it over here and we can turn it into a golden tee, which seems to be a little bit more popular right now than the Silver Strike. It used to be a golden tee. I think it was golden tee 4, F-O-R-E, 4 golden tee, whatever. And then I have the disc to change it from the golden tee to the Silver Strike, but I don't have the disc to go backwards to turn it back into it. So, and that machine there, that Silver Strike, is running a Dell computer in it, so I don't have to screw with losing Silver Strike. Because and the golden tees I'm bidding on are JAMA, so I can pull the I/O and everything out of Silver Strike and keep it for Silver Strike. If I want to turn it back into the Silver Strike, it'd be as easy as putting the computer back in it and the I/O and, you know, and the dongle and all that, and having it up and running again without any problems. So that's something that I've been really thinking about. They have some really nice redemption machines I'd like to have too. I could have a whole load brought up if I had the means to do it. There's some nice arcade machines there too, but the arcades don't really produce, except for the driving games. Cruising USA does really well. Still waiting on the board set for our claw machine again. Looked like it might be in like the 8th or the 9th. Some of my stuff started coming in. This came in today. That should be parts, parts, or whatever you want to call it, for the set of speakers that we're going to do, the Infinities. It says not for return. See, return to, not for customer returns. And this is from New Jersey, but I know it's not from New Jersey. That should be the suspensions. And yeah, see, here's the packages from China. Oh, those are those little, God. Those aren't quite what I was thinking that I wanted. which is fine. I think I know what these are. Yeah, these are the capsules. God. Look at them little baby things. Those will fit in my gumball machine. Yeah, those are too small for what I was thinking. Oh well, have to check that and see if I actually ordered the right, or if they sent me the wrong ones. I thought I ordered the ones that were big enough for the claw machine, but you know, whatever. And more suspension. Wasn't totally sure on the suspensions. These are the rubber suspensions for the speakers. Have to let them sit and kind of flatten back out. And these are the other suspensions I bought. These ones are have a little bit more suspension to them. And they said they were two different sizes. Oh well. It's going to be just fine. But those need to sit and flatten back out so we can get them put on. And I got two different size dust caps. The big ones and the small ones. The small ones, I think I need them on another set of speakers. The big ones will go on the Infinities. But I'm still waiting on a few things. I'm waiting on the glue. I think that'll be here probably Monday. It may even be here tomorrow. This came USPS, so. But kind of disappointing on the capsules. I thought they were a lot bigger than that. Yeah, I know. Measurements. Yeah, I know. Well, it said 50 millimeter. That's 50 millimeter across. That's 90. Those are like 5. Oh well. I'll use them. I'll put something in them and put them in one of my gumball machines. That's not a big deal. I have another set of gumball machines out there to redo anyway, so I may be able to put some toys or toys in them, or one piece of gum. One Tootsie Roll. I know they have them little itty bitty micros. Yeah, it would fit in those. That would work out pretty good. Microbots. Let's see what else. Did a couple videos this week. I got the stereo system, the Pioneer, checked out. We had to redo the tape deck on it, of course, always. So we redid that, we cleaned everything up, and got that all working really well. That video, I'm not sure when I'm going to post that video. Yesterday's was the N64 rebuild. I had to put an N64 together. And I had 3, and we ended up building 1. Pretty good video if you watched it. The one that I stole the controller ports off of, I thought was the one that was stone dead. But here, that's the one that worked, and I pulled a... So we ended up having to redo it and use it, because the other 2 were black, or not even black screen, just the light would come on and you got nothing off of them. So I have those 2. I haven't looked it up. I fixed them, fixed the one, because I knew what I needed to do to fix that one, and I didn't have to spend a whole lot of time trying to remove chips or anything like that to change out or whatever. So that one we got done. See, what else did I do? I don't know if I showed you skunk or not. Wednesday was Sharp. The Sharp VCR that took a little while, but it's starting to gain a little bit of traction and moving. And I did, that PlayStation 2, the white one with the black badge on it. And start doing videos and then you forget what the hell, at least I forget what the hell I posted and what's in the can and what I need to work on and whatever. But yeah, I think that one, I don't think I posted that one yet. And then I have another one, I repaired another PS2 Slim that had an overheating problem. That was for a customer. That come up from down below, from the outdoor market. And I haven't turned the camera on today. I just been finishing up the music CDs and getting that ready, getting the car loaded, and then I'll go in and get ready and go over and open up the arcade. I'll slide that board in and we'll see what happens there. Okay, break time. I'm going to take a little quick break and come back. And this is probably, I always say that, this is probably going to be a short one, but it ends up being about 40 minutes long anyway, which is good. Okay. Alright, I went through that Tote for 78 records that I got from that last auction, and I found a bunch of 78s that are vinyl. And there's not a whole lot out there on them. This one is Duke Ellington 920 Special. It's side A. B is Duke Ellington Come Rain or Come Shine. But never seen vinyl 78s. The other ones, the bulk of them were these jukebox classics on Rhino white label. Now I did find these. There's a couple of them. This one in particular, 25A, which 25A is Little Caesar and the Ramones. Those oldies but goodies. Remind me of you. And then B is the Dixie Cups, Chapel of Love. Now these would have been perfect for just like what it says, jukebox, where you could have a different artist on A and different artist on B, and you don't have to worry about breaking. I got almost a complete set of the jukebox classics, 1 through 25. There was 2 of them in there that are worth something. The 25 I think was worth I think $40, and 22 was worth I think $39. Those were the only 2 that were actually that they had as being worth anything, you know, as far as, and except for what you can get out of a 78. There's a lot of good artists in there. There's some Johnny Cash, there's some Elvis, you know, some singles. There was one though that was like $82, and of course that's the one that I'm missing. I think I have 23 out of the set of 25, and there's 2 missing. And then another partial set of, you know, some I think there's only like about 12 12 in that one of the same, the Jukebox Classic, the white label on Rhino, or Rhino on white label, whatever. Rhino Records Inc. 2725 Colorado Avenue, South, or whatever, California. Made in USA. So I thought that was kind of interesting. You don't have to worry about them breaking. Now I cleaned all those 78s, and you know, there's some good stuff in there too. You figure this stuff came out of jukeboxes, so it's not going to be like your mom and dad's old, or grandma or great grandma and grandpa's old records where you've never heard of any of it. Most of the stuff that's on there I've heard of. I guess that's telling you how old I am. That a lot of those songs are still playing, some of the songs today. And as I was cleaning them, you know, it looked good. I put them in the washer. I got them all scrubbed, washed up, pulled them out, and went to dry them, and then they'd snap in half because they had a crack in them. So I think I lost, probably about 10 or 12 of them. Just pulling them out, and you could see they were cracked. You know, they were in a tote, so you know, stuff was stacked on it without a lid, and stuff was stacked on it, was dropped, kicked, whatever. So, and 78s, that shellac or whatever it is, does not take kindly to being roughhoused. That's why the vinyls were interesting. I thought, hey, now that was a good idea. Whoever come up with that then had to have been later in the run before they did discontinue the 78s. They were kind of making some of them in vinyl. I know there were some that were made out of cardboard that were sent to DJs for playing. And then there is actually a white label vinyl 78, and those were sent to radio stations as well. You know, so some of that stuff's kind of rare. You know, if you really want to get into the 78s, which, you know, if they come my way, yes, I'll take them. I'm not gonna purposely buy them. These came in a lot with the CDs, so you know, I ended up with them. I didn't buy that lot specifically because it had 78s in it. It's the same at the auction. There'll be albums, 33 1/3 in a box, and then behind it there'll be some 78s. You know, so I buy the box and I end up with the 78s. Those are floating around. I think they're out in the warehouse. I haven't pulled them out. Starting to get quite a few 78s, so I'm going to have to clean the rest of them up, evaluate them all, and make frisbees out of some, and take some down to see if anybody is still buying any 78s. You know, that's older than 8-track. Damn. So I thought it was kind of interesting. I thought maybe you might want to hear about it too. And if anybody else knows anything else about the vinyl 78s, you know, feel free to drop a comment or send me an email and let me know if there's a site where I can go and look or whatever on them. About this time of the coffee break, I start running out of things that's going on. Oh, I did, in that one video, I did end up picking up another RCA 5-disc CD changer like the one I'm running back here. This one, I fixed it and it worked great for a while, but the door still wants to stick on it a little bit. I think that one was well loved. The one I picked it up at the AmVets thrift store. That one works like new. Paid $4 for it. And I figured, when I seen it, I figured, oh, for $4, I mean, hell, that gives me parts for mine if it doesn't work. Well, now it works, so I'll clean it up and I'll take it down and I'll put 15 or 20 bucks on it. Maybe somebody needs just a CD changer for the camp, or hey, like I said, they sounds really good. So game systems I've been working on. Like I said, I worked on a PS2. I got that ready. I took that down. I got my N64 done. It's ready to go down. It'll go down tomorrow. Tomorrow being Saturday. It'll be in the car. It seems like game systems, I get more views on my game system than anything, but I love doing my arcade stuff. What I really need to do is build a test fixture or test plug for bill acceptors. I got that batch of bill acceptors. I kind of figured they didn't work. I took 3 of them over upstackers, and of course, you know, they don't work. I have to take them over to the arcade so I can plug them into a machine that actually takes a bill acceptor. I don't have nothing here that I can put a bill acceptor in. So I got to take them over there and test them. They're all blinking, one blink, meaning that that it's jammed. Now, no, one's completely stone dead and the other 2 are blinking. So I changed the boards out, put a blinking board in the dead one, and it did the same thing. So it's got to be something on the board that's not telling it that it's not jammed, unless that one has the same problem as the other 2. Anyway, so I need to actually have a fixture here that I can plug a bill acceptor in and test it and work on it. I have 3 down stackers that were in that same lot to take over and test, but I'm sure it's going to be the same thing. And my machines over there take both up stackers and down stackers. I don't remember, I don't think I told you, my change machine over there only takes dollar bills. It has the conversion kit put in it, because you know it's an older one, a conversion kit put in it so it will take 1s, 2s, and 5s, which would be really helpful. Well, I checked it out. They had the dip switches on for just singles, so I put it on 2 and 5, so it'll take $1 bills, $2 bills, and $5 bills. Well, if you put a 5 in it, it gives you 4 quarters. Wait for a dump truck. It'll give you 4 quarters. You know, that's hell of inflation. But then right after you put the 5 in, if you put a $1 bill in it, it'll give you $5 worth of quarters. If you put the dollar bill back in it again, it gives you 4 quarters. So it's not loading the right amount of quarters in the hopper to spit out if it takes a 1 or a 2 or a 5. It should dump $5 worth into the holding hopper or holding bin, holding staging area. So when you put 1, 2, or 5 in, it'll automatically spit out the right amount. You know, you put $1 in it, it should spit out 4 quarters, and then put 4 quarters back in the staging area. You can hear it putting it in the staging area, but it'll only put $1 in it unless you stick a 5 in it. Then it'll put 5 in it and give you 4 quarters. It's really weird. I haven't looked it up. I don't know if it's wired wrong, or if my change machine is just a little too old for the kit. I don't know. I do know they had the wrong stacker on it. The stacker that they had on it didn't have a latch on the bottom, so when the stacker would get about a third of the way full, the bottom door would start opening, and then the next thing you know, it's just spitting dollar bills into the machine, and you open it up to clean the singles out of it, and you got this pile of ones all over the place. So I did get that box of stackers, so I took a good stacker over and put it on there, so I won't have that problem. This one actually has a latch on the bottom, so it doesn't puke them out. But yeah, I do need to get a test fixture set up so I can test out bill acceptors. Because I have a couple of machines over there that take bill acceptors, and I have really old ones in it. Ones without stackers that just spit it in the one lighthouse just puts them on top of the box, the coin box, and Silver Strike has a big cubby hole that you close the door and it can fill up the cubby hole. But I don't know, people don't use the bill acceptors that much. They'd rather pump quarters into machines, because that way you can spread things around. You know, a lot of people only have so much to spend. You know, if they only have $5 to be able to spend in the arcade, they don't want to have to put $1 in one machine and not like what they're doing. I don't like it. I want my money. I want my 3/4 or whatever. Well, I want my 2/4. So everyone just goes to the change machine and gets quarters. They come in, get ones off of us, and then they go in there and feed the change machine. You know, which is okay, but you know, there's a lot of people that want to put a $5 bill in it and just get all the quarters that way instead of sitting there playing with singles. Which, I don't know, they don't complain, but they always come in and said, you know, they'll come around and say, your machine doesn't take 5s, does it? Nope. You have any singles? Yeah, we got all kind of singles. So we get lots of 5s. But I'm going to take another break before we finish up and listen to a little bit more war and see if I think of anything else that I want to tell you before we close out the coffee break. So, I'll be back. I'm going to give you a little... Dead battery. Because I am not done buying redemption machines, by all means. They bring in more money than the pinball machines and video games. Because, you know, the older people want to play pinball machines, play pinball, and some of the younger and I wouldn't say kids want to play the video games. It's usually the younger people play the video games. Pinball machines, mainly the older people, but there's a lot of kids playing the pinball machines as well. But the little kids that come in don't want to play pinball. They don't want to play video games. They want to play the redemption machines. They want to play with the claw machine. They want to play with Gravity Hill. They want to play with the lighthouses. They play with the gumball machine, my entertainer. You know, that's where the money's at, you know, and you know, you may not like hearing it, but or hear me saying it, but you know, that's where you have to. I have to concentrate on that because that's what keeps everything running, is the money coming in. And if the redemption machines are the ones that are bringing in the money, then by all means I'll put more redemption machines in, and I'll still be putting in pinball machines and doing those, you know, and all that too. I still have more to do. And the dart machines, I was looking around and was thinking that on those machines, you need to have machines that take a long time to play. You know, like air hockey, darts. I will not touch pool tables. You cannot talk me into that. Nobody can. Foosball. I know, foosball's kind of... those hockey tables, you know. You need something that the kids can come in and spend time playing. Not like the lighthouses, you put 50 cents in it, you get 3 spins and you're done. And you have to pump more coinage into it. Well, parents don't care too much for that because there's only so much money that they can spend. But, you know, you want all of the money they can spend, so to speak. So if you have stuff that takes time to play and they feel they're getting more for their money, they're apt to play other things as well. That's just my thinking. Because people have been coming in looking around, oh, no air hockey. No air hockey. You know, I passed up a couple of them at that last auction. Went for a really decent price, but sure to hell not going to get no 6 or 7 foot air hockey in the car. And it'll probably, I know the way things are now, it's going to cost me probably $600-700 to have stuff brought up from down there. Even my buddy, he's going to have to charge. I know it, because he's not going to run down there for nothing. You know, he was charging me a really good price to pick up, because he's down there quite often anyway. He has family down there, and he's an actual, you know, shipper. So he would pick them up and bring them up to me, and my mom would make him cookies, and, you know, and he'd charge me like $300 for a load of stuff, and, you know, hey, perfect. But now, I know with prices of everything, he's going to be charging more. Especially, still haven't gotten the bill for the Turnpike down in Pennsylvania, southern Pennsylvania on 76. Still haven't gotten that bill yet. I'm curious as to see what it what it costs to run. Oh, about probably 2/3 of the length of Pennsylvania on the Turnpike, both ways, you know, down and back. You know, there's other routes, but you can't make the time. Alright, some dumb shit put a dead battery in the camera. Had it on charged, I had it on charge, and went over and put it back in, and it wasn't making contact in my charger, so needless to say, I had to sit around and wait a little bit for my other battery to charge up enough so I could get this finished up. I don't even remember where the hell where I was. Talking about redemption machines and what's going on, what I'm thinking with the arcade. So hopefully that works out the way I want it to. And I'm sure it will. Yeah, it's just like any business, it takes time. Everybody's got to find you and figure out that you're there before things really pick up. But I do want some machines that play a little longer on 50 cents or $1 than you know, 10-15 seconds worth of play. That's what's nice about the pinball machines is, you know, at least those you get to play them for a little while on your money. But that's nor here nor there. I'm just going to keep working at it, and whatever works, it works the best. Machines that don't pay off will get pulled out and put into storage for a later time, like maybe when there's more room. I still haven't decided what I'm doing with upstairs yet. That may be where I put an air hockey table. I don't know. But the door. Alright, so that's going to do it for this week's Sunday coffee break. Hope everybody has a great week, and I want to thank everyone again for watching my Sunday coffee break, and for all the new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. All my old subscribers, thank you for being loyal and staying with me and continuing to watch what I do. A lot of it is just kind of mundane, everyday stuff that I do out here to get stuff ready to take down to the market, but you know, we run into a few things. The arcades where it takes the time. So I hope to see you next Sunday on Sunday Coffee Break, and I hope everyone has a great week and a great weekend. Hope you had a great weekend. Till next week. See ya.